literally here. uh, jump out of the pillows and onto the yoga mat. As you can see, I have a knit hat on. It's very cold here in Sri Lanka, being at the equator, kind of unusual. I have on socks, hat. This is your very first morning yoga practice, unless you've hit the shower before, which I did yesterday or the day before. So, unless you've had your hot shower already, you need to really be careful, especially when you're just starting off in the morning. Be gentle with your body, listen to it, and give it the sequence that it asks for. And that's the point of this class or share, or whatever you want to call it. And we'll go over to the mat now. I'll just add a little bit of light here. I've had comments about shadows, although I feel like it is a dawn class, so it's okay. It looks the part now. So, okay, yoga bricks to one side. A lot of times in the mornings, sometimes it happens to all of us, the stomach's a little bit troublesome or not doing what it should do first thing in the morning. So, what to do with a travel tummy, or what remedies are there? Well, one of my favorite positions for starting off in the morning, it's also really good if you wake up with a sore neck, is crocodile. So, let's get into it. We're here, just in tabletop, lowering down, and a sphinx on the forearms. Keep your fingers on the mat. Try to keep your feet on the mat as well. Whether or not you have socks, it's nice to just sort of stay warm. And now you just simply put your elbows there underneath, supporting you, and let the weight of your head fall into your hands. This is essentially just like we did when we were kids. I'm going to turn around the other side, maybe for a little bit better light. So we'll start over again. It's tabletop, lower down the sphinx, and raising up the arms. Here, elbows and palms catching. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now the trick or the tactic behind this one is really place no resistance. Let yourself go. Let the weight of the head fall into your hands. You feel a lot of release there. And what does this have to do with the belly? Well, it just so happens you're giving pressure to the abdomen here as you're laying here, and you have a slight arch in the back, leaning back. So two things combined, fantastic. That way you can avoid fat carbons and liters of salty water expulsing in a more dramatic form. So I really recommend this as a go-to, and it's a nice way to start any morning practice. So be here for a few minutes, just relax and enjoy. Okay, now open your eyes, lift your chin out of your palms. If you're following along, and this actually has had an effect, well, it could have an effect. If it's a moment, well, don't worry. You can pick up where you left off. We're just going to go over now to what I call Power Shavasana. It's also another one of my favorite go-to start the morning positions or asanas. You get the benefit of an inversion, and in this particular case, you'll get the abductors activated as well. So just move your blanket, and in my case, 4 yoga mats. I think we have a cork yoga mat on the bottom from India. It's quite cool. But you don't want to get cold joints or particularly back when you're doing any of these positions, especially in the morning. So you really have to be careful. If you find that the wall is cold, you can always just take the yoga mat and slide it up a little bit here on the corner, because you'll have your glutes or the coccyx touching there, and there's no reason to, like I said, catch cold doing a yoga position. So this one is you scoot as close as possible to the wall, getting right in there. Make sure you don't have any creases in your clothing or your coat. And then once you're here, make sure you're again touching the wall. And again, the yoga mat's really important here so you don't get cold from the wall. And then just let your heels drop, slide. Get a nice activation here in the abductors. Really good positive things for the back. And you get the inversion by having the legs up in the air. So add an element if you wish. If you have a yoga brick, you can put that on the abdomen and practice a little bit of abdominal breathing. Now I'm warming up finally, so I'll take off the hat and go with the abdominal breathing here at the brick. So your focus is on the breath, fingers and mudra of your choice, palms up. And this again, a few minutes here. This also works really, really well midday. 15 minutes is equal to, in my opinion, the sensation of waking up after a profound sleep for 2 hours. So I'm a big fan of this power shavasana, I call it. And with the exhale breath, you get a little bit more opening by sliding the heels further apart. Of course, make sure it's a sustainable spot where you can keep that yogic smile. And you're just increasing the level of activation. No discomfort. Okay, and from here, it's really nice. So remove the brick first. Do what I call the inverted butterfly. So just means staying where you are, take advantage of the position you're already in. Obviously, there's not a sequence or flow for this sort of morning freestyle, but you can just put the soles of the feet here together, push the knees gently towards the wall with the exhale breath. Get the outsides of the feet sort of positioned nicely. Exhale breath, and then inhale breath, bringing the knees together. So a nice gentle way to get the hips activated while maintaining this inverted position. At any point here, you can also just lock the arms a little bit against. You can tuck the elbows down on the floor, use the hands as a fulcrum and a wedge, sort of, and with just some gentle insistence, keep the pressure of the hands on the tops of the knees there. And then with the exhale breath again, just gently guiding the knees closer towards the wall, forward. Opening again the hips there. So one's dynamic, this one's a little bit more static. Both good practices for the knees, or for the hips rather. And now, naturally, while we're here, it just comes very simple. Bring the feet towards you, keep the knees slightly separated, and happy baby. So I have on socks, so I'll be grabbing the outsides of my feet, not my toes. And again, try to keep the lower back on the mat as much as possible. Don't raise up. Actually, want to be driving the force down towards the spine, towards the base of the root. Keep everything level, good alignment. And the focus and the activation on the backs, the legs, and the abductors again. And now from here, you're gonna like to sort of sequence these things. We have the wall here against us, the heels. So we can get creative a little bit here. Do sort of a wall bridge. So that means tucking the hands underneath, laced together, one elbow and the other, or one shoulder blade and the other tucked in. So your elbows are really underneath the hips. So guiding ourselves up here for a shoulder step. So all the way up. If you have the elbows in the right spot, you don't even really have to make much effort or force, because you have the weight, all of the weight on the top of the shoulders and the back of the head. And then the two elbows, so it makes like a triangle or a tripod. And the shoulder stand becomes very comfortable. It's easy to get into because you already have your feet on the wall. So a nice approach. And now from here, you drop those legs back. If you get to plow, that's fine. If not, it's a good beginning. First thing in the morning, this is quite a posture to get into. So listen to your body. Don't force or strain. And then once you're comfortable here, you can lace your fingers behind your back. Tuck in a little bit more on the shoulders. And just stay wherever you are. And then coming back. You also get a forward bend out of this. So just grab the toes And pull the knees and the shins towards you. Bend in the elbows. Keep that lower back as flat as possible, or as close to the mat as possible. Again, the root of the spine, the base of the spine. Not lifting up. If you want to go deeper, you just bend the elbows a little bit more. Exhale, breath. Bring those knees to the chest. Remember, head stays flat on the mat. And now exhale, release. From here, make a little space backwards. Crawl and a knee hug, definitely. After all that on the back, release any tension. So fingers laced across the knees, back, side to side, just relaxing any tension there in the lower back. Okay, and so now let's get into a little bit more active movement here, or dynamic movement. We'll take off the blanket and take off the socks. When you're doing sun salutations or anything a little bit more standing asanas, definitely want to have grip and stability. You don't want to be sliding anywhere. Now, traditionally, before yoga mats were made, it was actually cotton rugs or carpets, but yoga mat, that's a nice way. There you go. Okay, so 4 yoga mats here. If you're doing really advanced asanas, you want to have just one. It's too spongy. So reaching up, deep inhale, exhale, capture your elbows, let yourself fall forward. Feel the opening there in the lower back. Stay here for a little while, tuck the belly. Do the stomach lock, a little bit of it. Just flipping it up. Make some space. Exhale, breath. Get the chest to the knees there. And then release the hands. Bend the knees. Back into plank. Lowering down. Chaturanga. Hold here for a while. Challenge yourself. Activate some muscles. And now back. Up dog. Tops of the feet. Pushing the force in the palms there. Lifting the chin. Letting the breath really fill the belly. And now pushing back in a down dog. So curling the toes. Getting those heels back. Let the head drop between the arms and the shoulders. Lift the hips. And again, drilling into the palms of the hands, the force. And just letting yourself fall down to the mat gently. Now pull back up a little bit and lift the heels one at a time. Walking the dog. Activating the calves there. And now lowering back into tabletop. This is a moment where we take the giant jersey off. Redo the microphone. You can see it's like progressive layers. Yeah, she called that the progressive layer sequence. Anyway, back in the down dog. Here we are. Dropping down again. And now one leg forward, left leg, right leg back. Top of the foot, separate the leg, foot, and the knee as much as you need to. For balance, reaching up, supported lunge, and lift, letting that knee go forward to open the hip, the psoas there. Okay, a little bit back bend as well. Close your eyes, challenge yourself. Exhale, release. Hands to the heart. Lifting back. Straighten this leg here. And we'll go into triangle. So it doesn't matter about touching the floor. The important thing is keep the shoulder back and good alignment so that you get the opening here on the torso. I like to do the variation with the arm facing up, gaze facing up. And then just let your hand go as far as you can, sliding down without compromising the shoulder going forward. So keep the hips stacked. And now to get out of this safely, first bend the knee, inhale, bring the hands to the hips, and another inhale. Don't want to get dizzy on that. Now we'll take a shortcut and we'll go right down into a little bit of a twist here. So reaching down underneath that front knee, try to get the shoulder underneath, almost like you're doing lizard. But then take the hand behind you, capture the wrist, and then just pull that top shoulder backwards. It's a nice, gentle opening twist. Stay here for a couple breaths. Don't forget the smile. And like I mentioned, lizard, we'll just take advantage. We're here for lizard. Why not? So just the back foot goes straight. And the shoulder there has the knee on top. And you're down with the foot facing forward. If you want to, if it's a little too much on the leg, you drop the knee and just do it like this. Just supported lizard. And you want to get a little bit more exciting with it. Flying lizard. Don't have much room here, but you can raise the arms and then you get a little bit more extension, leaning in forward and activating that hip. So morning flying lizard. Hands underneath, pushing down, curl the toes, bring this foot back, go to down dog, do a sort of half sun salutation before the other side. So pushing down the heels now, drop the head here, bend the knees, coming up, inhale, high as you can, lift those heels on the toes, and now exhale, release, capturing the elbows, following forward gently, ground the head to the mat. And now I'll switch sides over to here. I'm not giving my back to the camera on the other poses. So reaching up again. Exhale, release. Forward fold. Stay here. Palms flat to the mat. Chaturanga. Up dog. Deep belly breath here. Lift that chin. Push on the palms. Open lower back. And now curling the toes. Back to down dog. And this time, opposite foot goes forward with a supported lunge. So if you had left foot forward previously, right foot in this case. So here, back foot, top of the foot, and the knee. Coming up as high as you can. Deep inhale. And just let that front knee go forward. So you're opening the psoas hip there. Find your balance. If you have to, separate the feet and the knees. Close your eyes and just enjoy them. Moment here. Exhale for these. Bring the hands down. Again, we'll go into the shortcut version of getting to triangle. So foot is a 45-degree angle behind you, heels in a line. Coming up, inhale. Get the hips stacked forward and just drop that right hand over the right leg. Left hand up in the air. Keep the shoulder back. Activation is here and on the torso. Gaze up to your thumb. And just release with the exhale breath. Maybe go a little further. Again, don't let the shoulder fall forward. Just keep the alignment. Keep it a stylish triangle. And now when you're ready, coming down. And what I like to do here is a twist again. So reaching the arm underneath, like you're going for lizard. Oh, shoulders underneath the knee. Capturing the wrist behind. And just lifting that shoulder, arching back slightly. Really nice posture for starting the morning. Exhale, release. So sneak back a little bit here. And now we'll go for lizard. We're here already. So you can either go supported on the knee and the foot or keep the legs straight on top of the toes. Whatever you prefer. And I'm going to drop down the knee now and top of the foot and go for flying lizard. A little difficult with the wall here, but I got at least one wing going up with lizard here. It's a nice opening on the hips. Gaze is slightly forward. Calm breath. And now exhale, release. Foot back into tabletop here. And we'll push into down dog for one more sun salutation. Pushing back all the way. This time really pull the hips up. Let the head drop. And from here we'll have a little more fun. So find your position and simply right hand comes up in the air, left foot in the air. Capture the top of the foot and just hold down there. That's a two-legged dog. The challenge here is doing this on top of 4 yoga mats. A little squishy. Okay. Stick there. Another breath. Exhale, release. Reset, push back again. Driving the heels in to the floor. And then come up just a little bit to the opposite side. Right foot in the air, capturing the top of it with your left hand. And just opening there. This activates more the calf that's on the floor. When you're holding the foot in the air, that leg, you get a nice activation on the hip and the tops of the quads. You can go deeper with it just by lowering the gaze down a little bit, raising the hips a bit more to the level that you want. Exhale, release. Tabletop. And now Child's pose. So we'll start the same way we finished. Grab the yoga brick and abdominal breathing practice. So find yourself comfortable here in Shavasana. Heels on the mat, everything on the mat, shoulders flat, eyes closed, and a brick on the belly, just to focus on the rise and fall of the breath, palms facing up. And enjoy the benefits of today's practice taking effect and making a nice start to the day. And now gently releasing the brick, put it to one side. Hands, make them like a pillow, roll over to one side. Left hand side if we're energizing, activating. Just stay here for a moment. And now using both arms, pushing ourselves upwards, sitting cross-legged, hands to our heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining in this special morning, right out of bed. I would call it a sequence share. And if you're staying here on YouTube, please join me. I'm doing back-to-back live streams, and now I'll be covering or sharing pranayama morning meditation sequence. So thank you very much for joining. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Have a great day. Namaste.